Welcome. Welcome to Charting Basics. I'm your host, Kiko Day. Guys, I'm not that serious. I'm just kidding. If you're watching this and you don't know me. All right, so if you've been kind of going along with me on charting and all that stuff, we just talked about completing your steps to success, working through them, and promoting to executive. That was the last video. So now we're going to talk about how to get to Ruby. So if you have a printer or if you can just draw it out, I would highly suggest once you do this to draw out your Ruby chart. This is what I did, and I don't have one on me, but I would print out, for example, like I would print out my next promotion. So if my promotion was executive, then I would literally have an executive chart here, and then on the back I would have Ruby, because that helped me to kind of go in between. So once I had done my steps to success and made it here, and now I'm doing like signing my third distributor, then I can flip it over and start working on the Ruby chart. So that's just a tip that may help you guys. But go ahead and print out a Ruby chart. You can pause the video and print out a Ruby chart or draw out a Ruby chart if you need to. It is in your eSuite under the document section. Just type in Ruby chart and you'll find it. This here is your party pad. I know we've mentioned this before, but in here you'll see the average annual earnings for distributors by their rank. Today we're going to talk about Ruby. Ruby earns an average of $5,603. That is pretty significant for anyone. The average person who is close to foreclosure or bankruptcy in the United States is just about $400 to $500 away. This can save them. Like, that's crazy. And when I tell you guys that it saved us, it absolutely saved us. So this is a really, number one, realistic goal and an awesome goal to have when you first begin. So what does that mean? $5,603. I like to break it down because it's just how my brain works too. But $5,603 annually breaks down to about $466 a month, which breaks down to about $116 a week. And then hourly, that's about $2.91 actually, to be exact. I calculated it earlier. So $3 an hour on a 40-hour work week doing this part-time. I kind of go back to that same question that I asked you guys at Executive. Go to work and ask for a $3 raise. And I tried that. I absolutely tried that at my last job because I was doing a whole lot of work and spending a whole lot of my own personal money on my cell phone and my gas and running around. I was a marketing manager for a company, and I kept moving up, but my pay did not catch up to the amount of work that I was doing. So I asked for a raise, and they couldn't, or pretty much flat out said no. With this, I could give myself a raise, and I did. So let's talk about that. So how do we get from executive to Ruby? Ruby is an average of $5,603, is it? Yeah, $603 annually. And we started completing our steps to success, right? So we got our first 4 loyal customers. Hurrah! Our spouse got their first 4. Our best friend got their first 4. They made it into the 400 club. We made it into the 400 club. We got our 120 in product credit, so 120 in free products for getting our first 4 in our first 30 days. We got our 2 wrap rewards. We got a box of wraps for $25 for every 2 loyal customers that we get. So that is awesome. That's product that you can use on yourself, which I highly suggest. If you haven't at this point put an entire full treatment on, which is a box of wraps, four wraps, I highly suggest you do that. take one of those wrap rewards and put them on yourself. If not, if you're selling on your product, but at this point you've made a profit of $350. And unless you're really struggling, I would take 25 of those dollars and just wrap yourself. Get a box of wrap. Get one of those wrap rewards for yourself and just wrap yourself. Because I promise you it will do wonders for your business. Renee, our presidential diamond, she was kind of hesitant to wrap her belly. She was just like, I didn't want to put my belly out there for the world to see. So instead, she wrapped her chin. Did one wrap on her chin, and that one before and after picture literally propelled her and gave her enough momentum, along with some of her friends' pictures, to get her all the way to triple in about 3-4 months, something crazy like that. So your before and after pictures hold a lot of weight. So please make sure you wrap yourself and become a product of the product. So I keep getting completely derailed. I'm going to get back to this. Ruby, you've already promoted to executive. Remember what I said earlier? This business is about helping others. Your goal is to help people get healthier, to feel better, to help other families out of their situations. So you made it to executive. Your goal now is to help other people do the same thing. So as you're completing your steps to success, you got your first 4 loyal customers. You're working on your first 3 distributors. So you already have 2. And in the process, as you're helping them, you're still working and talking to people and just wrapping people, you're blitzing. So you sign a 3rd distributor. Let's say that 3rd distributor is your coworker. So you're at work one day and she's like, oh my God, I cannot stand this place anymore. I'm going to go crazy. I need out. And you say, like, I would love to talk to you about what I'm doing. I'm already making an extra couple $100 a month with this. And I would love to tell you about it. I do it part-time, and I am going to leave this place. I would seriously love to just tell you about it. She says yes, she signs on. Now you have your 3 distributors. So congratulations, you're on your way to completing your steps to success. You help her get her first 4 loyal customers, just like you did with yourself and your first 2 distributors. She gets her first 4. She makes it to 400 in volume. And in the process, you are helping your team complete their steps to success. So they're working on getting their first 3 distributors as well. So your husband signs, let's say, a high school buddy. He calls up his high school buddy and he's like, hey, listen, you really have to check this thing out. It's amazing. And him and his wife jump on board, or maybe just he jumps on board. Who knows? But high school buddy signs up, and then maybe he calls up a former boss. I did that. I called up a former boss, explained to her what I was doing. She was interested. She wrapped 5 times until she finally saw results. And thank God, because she did awesome and still does with our business and my business. So I'm grateful for our wraps and the progress that they can show people. So his high school buddy signs up. He makes it into the 400 club. Of course, he's helping him, showing him how he got his first 4. His former boss does the same thing. And guess what? Your spouse just promoted to executive. Whoa! What does that mean? That means he's got his 2 distributors, helped them get to the 400 club. You helped your distributors, your top line, get to the 400 club. So you just promoted to Ruby. And that is awesome. And remember, Ruby is the foundation to everything in this business. So if you have your eyes set on that, if you have your eyes set on ambassador, Ruby is literally the foundation to making it all the way up to ambassador. Ruby builds emeralds, which build diamonds, which build doubles, which build triples, which build presidentials, ambassadors, black diamonds. It goes all the way up, which is why our steps to success are based on a ruby. I hope that makes sense to you guys. If it doesn't, just ask away. Ask as many questions as you guys want. Remember, steps to success, 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors. Help any one of those 3. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the spouse. Maybe the spouse is slower than the coworker, and the coworker jumps in and signs 2 distributors right away. They get rocking. they get to executive, you promote to Ruby. So it doesn't matter who's here. It could be any one of these 3 people who make it to executive, and you will get to Ruby. So again, hope that makes sense, guys. I'm excited for this year, and let's rock it.